Not today. Go away. I cannot stand any of this. Confrontation, invalidation, fear and intense trepidation, worry and anxiety. Oh, what fresh hell today. Weariness and expectation about what strangers might choose to say.
Approach me because I'm different. Curse us each day anew. Laugh at us in your wolf packs because we're not the same as you. You think it's perfectly acceptable to sneer and scoff and stare. Pass comment judgmentally and indiscriminately as if we're not even there. Yet if we dare to react, we are the bad guys, mental, freaky and unhinged. Stiff up a lip now, chaps and ladies, with verbal insults our rights impinged. But those who do not understand, such empathy they lack, resentments of the uniqueness of others, in narrow mindset, white and black.
Not all illness and disabilities are visible and seen. We owe them absolutely no explanation for our life and state of being. Question us abrasively, interrogate us till we chafe, but I have the right, as we all do, to go about my business unharassed and feeling safe.
To abusers and the ignorant, a few things I would like to say. Hatred and fear doesn't work. Why not try compassion, care and unity?
You will not bully us back indoors. We'll face you proudly with our dignity intact, because you'll never succeed in driving us away, hidden from our own community.
On the bus is very difficult. You get a lot of people who are drunk and they make me very nervous. Constantly shouting, constantly being abusive to other passengers. Not in a huge way, but enough to really shake you up. It's almost every day. People always get comments and sometimes get quite violent, and buses have to stop and police have to be involved.
Well, ever since I moved round here, it seems that night time is the worst time. There's no lights, no entry lights, and I'm frightened to go out at night. It just compounds my condition, my illness. It's a frightening place to live in, really bad.
Well, I mean, I'm blooming sick of blooming people. I'm outside, I ain't in nobody's place, and I'm not even in the bus shelter. I'm just having a quiet thing, ain't bubbling nowhere. People keep bloody complaining. This flipping young woman walks past you at the top of her voice. You know, going on about it, saying, I might be pregnant, you're smoking, well, I'm outside, I ain't in nobody's place.
So you can get a lot of antisocial problems on buses. You know, you can have like school kids and they can be boisterous and loud, and that can be quite intimidating. Also, you can have like, you know, I had my bag and someone kicked it, and without asking me politely whether or not, you know, I would move it. So these are all problems you can get with the bus.
You know, this is terrible where I am, yeah? Being on the streets, people just walk past me, give me evil looks, stare at me. I've even had one person come to me and say, get a job. How do they know why I'm living like this? Why? It's really shocking. I wish somebody could help, but they won't.
Yes, well, I have had occasions where people have been abusive towards me because I do dress at times somewhat differently from, you know, the average person in the street. You know, people have been hurling abuse at me, and I just have to try and deal with it as best I can. But you know, particularly from, in particular, from rowdy teenagers. You know? So you know, I just don't believe in going with the flow and dressing like every other Tom, Dick and Harry. I'm sorry, but and if people can't accept that, then it's just too bad.
We need to think about other people. It's a simple thing. You know, just think about each other's, you know, your body space and how you know, where you're standing or where you're parking or whatever, and it makes it easier for everyone then, doesn't it? We would never block the pavement, would we? Yeah? You've always got to think about other people. So, it does make it a bit difficult when people are like that.
I was waiting at a bus stop with my stick right at the front, and this chap pushed past me, basically practically knocked me over, and then just looked at me and said, well, you should have moved then, shouldn't you? Or really, he used other word, which, and then he just looked at me in disgust and got on. And some people helped me and to see if I was alright, which fortunately I was. So that's the way it went.
I was just instant messaging on my phone, trying to get my bus pass out, and I noticed the bus was coming. And then out of the corner of my eye, I noticed this man shove past and push this lady. He wasn't in the queue or anything, and she stumbled. You could tell she had a walking stick crutch thing. But I didn't feel safe or confident to say anything because he looked quite aggressive. And I noticed someone else was helping her, so I thought, it's not my business, just stay out of the way.
I was standing at the bus stop minding my own business when this guy pushes this disabled lady out of the way. I've seen it before in my life experiences, but he didn't say sorry, and he was very, very aggressive to a totally innocent disabled lady. It's bad form, very bad form, but what can you do? Society we live in nowadays.
My absolute pet hate is this. I'm driving along, I've parked up, and I've got every right to park here because I've got this. But oh no, I've got a mental illness and you can't see it. So people rant at me. I've been a victim of hate crime because of this, and my illness is in here.
Cannot breathe, no space. Get me out of this place. Heart racing, sweat pouring, heat rising, panic soaring, worry gnawing. I know you think it's getting boring. You, who have never experienced what I have. Every emotion at once, outpouring. Like fresh blood onto the concrete. What the hell are you looking at? He said, she said. The anger beating like a drum in chorus.
You tell me that I need to develop a thicker skin, but it's not my fault that my heart is porous, absorbing every toxic word and deed from your poisonous mouths and shaking fists.
I do not wish to argue or fight, but your victim I shall be no more. A survivor of your ignorance, a bus-bound warrior who regresses back to childhood when your words of cruelty never fail to floor me. Every time. You. Every time.
Leave me or I'm going to pass out, vomit or mess my pants, or perhaps when I cannot take it anymore, I might even take a swing at you, a loss of balance, tripped up by unfair, wretched circumstances.
Then who's the one who'll be in trouble? It won't be the abusers. It will be us in the cell, overnight. Not you, the bullies, the intolerant users.
Authorities and professionals so very seldom see what it's like to be mistreated as they do to you and me. The odds feel stacked to the wall we are backed, cannot do right for doing wrong. Goad the dog and starve it too, then wonder why it bites. All we want is peace and to get on with our lives. None of us wish to be the reluctant victims, forced into society's prejudiced fights.